Hey, what's up, fellas? How you doing, man? Antonelli here. Hey, what's going on, everybody? How you doing? Man, Antonelli here. Today, answering your questions. Today's question is, who are my top 5 all-time best hitters? So we're going to go through that. This is taking me a while to try to figure this out. Been doing a little bit of research. So we're going to go through that today. I'll give you my top 5. And then in the comment section below, give me your top 5 hitters of all time. Before we get started, let me know what you guys think about. So I've got a new kind of setup here. Got a couple of my jerseys framed. The reflection I can see is not the greatest. So let me know if you guys can see this well, if you like the new setup. I'm going to try to get some non-reflective glass to try to keep the reflection down a little bit, but we'll mess around with it. Give me your opinion down in the comment section below also. Okay, so let's get into my top 5 hitters of all time. I took a couple of notes, and we're going to go through it. So the first hitter that I have, top 5 hitter of all time, Babe Ruth. I don't think anyone's going to really argue with me on Babe Ruth. Guy pretty much ended the dead ball era. Back when he was playing, before he played, there was not much power in the game. I think the leading home run guy hit like 27 home runs or something. And then Babe Ruth comes on the scene and just starts pounding baseball. So a couple of stats that stick out. He led the AL 12 times in home runs. That's pretty good. That's a lot of homers. 690 all-time slugging percentage, which is the best of all time, okay? I don't have to spend a whole lot of time on Babe Ruth. Guy absolutely raked. Anybody that has ever heard of a baseball has heard of Babe Ruth, okay? So he's in the top 5 of all time for me. Number 2, second guy, Willie Mays. Willie Mays is considered by a lot of people maybe the greatest all-around player. Guy played amazing defense, had tons of gold gloves. He could fly, he could hit for power, he could hit for average. He could do pretty much everything on the field. So a couple of stats that stuck out. 3,283 hits. That's a whole lot of hits. 660 home runs. I knew he hit a lot of homers. I knew he had a ton of power. When I saw that number, holy crap, that's a lot of home runs for a guy that could do everything. Again, one of the best athletes probably to play the game in a long time, maybe all time. 20-time All-Star. It's pretty good to make the All-Star team 20 times. That's not bad. 12 consecutive Gold Gloves. Again, I know we're talking about hitting, but just it's such a good all-around player. Again, I don't think a lot of people are going to argue with Willie Mays. Maybe a couple will. But he's got to be, for me, in the top 5 hitters of all time, okay? So that's my second guy. Third guy. Now, this one some people may argue with is Barry Bonds. Now, I know a lot of people are going to say, yeah, but he was on steroids and all this stuff. Listen, Barry Bonds was putting up ridiculous numbers before he got on steroids. He went on steroids, and then it became pretty much a video game. With the whole steroid debate, like, in my opinion, listen, lots of people were on steroids during that time. He was facing pitchers on steroids, facing defenders on steroids, tons of hitters on steroids. Everybody was on steroids, okay? Regardless, for me, he's one of the top 5 hitters of all time. Listen to these stats from it. These are like ridiculous stats. A couple that I jotted down. 444 lifetime on base percentage. Ridiculous. The guy had 2,558 walks. Like, nobody wanted to pitch to him. He was so good that just literally no one pitched to him. They walked this guy with bases loaded. They were just like, you know what? We'll give you a run because we don't want you to have 4 runs in about 5 seconds, okay? So, just ridiculous. 688 intentional walks. 688 intentional walks. Unbelievable. 762 home runs. 73 in 2001. We all know those numbers. What else? What else did he do? 7 MVPs. So, just ridiculous offensive player. I think if you look at the stats, most people would say that, yeah, he's one of the greatest hitters to ever play. I think the steroid thing is what gets people really mad about him. But I'm still going to throw him in there as a top 5 hitter of all time, Barry Bonds. Plus, kind of like Willie Mays, he could do everything. Even when he got huge, he could still run. He had a great arm. He played good defense. And before the whole steroids thing, he was, obviously an all-around just ridiculous athlete. So another one of just like, most special players of all time. Number 4, Ted Williams. So I have to put Ted Williams in here. I'm a Red Sox fan. I'm from the Boston area, so I got to put Ted Williams in. A couple of crazy numbers for Ted Williams. Just remember, he missed 5 seasons or almost 5 seasons because of military service. So, and it was like during his good years. So his numbers would have been just ridiculous, even more ridiculous, if he was able to play throughout his entire career. So crazy that he could step away from the game and, just nuts. Let's see, 482 on-base percentage, career on-base percentage is the highest of all time. So the guy was on base almost 50% of his at-bats, which is just a ridiculous number. He hit 406 in 1941. That's a number, again, a lot of people know. What else here? He led the AL in batting average 6 times, which is pretty good. You lead it 1 time, that's pretty good. He led it 6 times. He led the league in slugging 9 times. He led the league in on-base percentage 12 times. And just remember, he missed 5 seasons. So one of the greatest hitters of all time, Teddy Ballgame, may be the greatest hitter of all time. Again, these numbers, I'm not really putting these in order. These are just my top 5. I'm not saying he's 4. He might be 1. And then the 5th guy. Okay, the 5th one was hard for me to do. I'm going to put Ty Cobb in here. I almost put Hank Aaron. There's a couple guys that were like fighting for that 5th spot. I ended up going with Ty Cobb because I went with a lot of players that, well, I shouldn't say that. Some of these guys didn't play recently, but Ty Cobb played way, way back. Kind of everyone hated Ty Cobb too because they say he was a jerk and all these different things. He like throw rocks at kids and stuff. I don't know if he really did that, but I got to put Ty Cobb in here. Just we're talking about the best hitters. I mean, this guy just freaking hit every year. Just hit. Listen to these numbers. Highest on base or highest batting average of all time. 366 career hitter. 366. And I know we talk about batting average and how it's not as important. There's other stats that matter, but 366 batting average, ridiculous. He led the AL in batting 12 times. So pretty much every year he led the league in hitting. He led the AL in slugging 8 times. So it wasn't just singles. He could slug the ball. Again, this was going way back when the ball was made of mush. But still ridiculous numbers. He hit over 400 3 times. No, I don't think anyone's ever going to hit over 400 again. He hit over 400 3 separate times. 420, 409, 401. So ridiculous. Just put the ball in play, got hits. Dude just hit. Okay, so greatest hitter of all time, top 5. I think we got to put Ty Cobb in there. There's a lot of other guys. Again, this list was hard to make. There's a lot of guys that I want to put in that 5th spot or wanted to get on the list. I couldn't do it. Those are my 5 guys. So Ruth, Mays, Bonds, Williams, Ty Cobb will be my top 5 hitters of all time. Put yours in the comment section below. Please try not to scream and yell at me, but let me know where you think I messed up, who you would add. I'd be really interested to hear all of your thoughts. So thank you again for watching. Again, give me your advice on my background if you like it, if you want me to try to move someplace else. Let me know how the lighting is also. I added some new lights down here as well, so let me know how that looks. So thank you again for watching. I appreciate it. Comment section below. Subscribe to the channel. Give it a thumbs up. I'd appreciate that. Share with all your friends. Check out the description box below. We got a bunch of stuff down there. We got a deal going on with Plate Crate. We've got a link to our Patreon site where you can donate and help support the channel. We've got a bunch of other things down there, so check all that out. And that's all I got. Thanks again for watching. I appreciate it, and we will talk to you later.